Rob, a very warm welcome. Can you talk us through how excited you are to be here and how proud a moment this is for you?
Thank you. It's a real privilege. It's a real proud moment for me and my family, and to be given the opportunity to be the head coach at this brilliant football club. It's something that it's not lost on me how big a thing this is, how important it is, what this club means to people. I can't wait to get started now.
I'm sure there were a lot of conversations before you took the role. Can you give us a bit of an insight into those and why this club was the right fit for you?
From afar, I've always admired this club anyway, and obviously I think a few years back when we went to Luton and obviously coming up against you, I just admired the team and how you played, and going back further as well, even playing against this football club and the support, the size of the club. So there's always been a real respect and admiration from the club for the club from afar. But then I think recently, as soon as I knew there might be a little bit of there's an interest here, it just felt instantly like, okay, this is the right thing for me. It got me excited again. Coming out of Luton, I needed some time, but I knew if I was going to go back in, I wanted to come back in at a place where we had a chance, and I feel we've got a really good chance here. We've got a brilliant owner who is obviously a supporter of the club, but backs his football club. Historically gives the head coaches time, support, and the tools needed to try and be successful. Brilliant people that I'll be working with around the football club that I'll get to know, and I'm looking forward to getting to know as well. An amazing fan base.
In terms of the playing squad as well, I'm sure you've done a lot of research and you already knew a lot of them anyway. Can you just give us an insight into what you feel about the squad as it stands?
Yeah, well, there's obvious talent here, and again, that's something that's really exciting because there's lots of good things. There is lots of good things that happen. You can see it in the games. It's still big on creating chances and can control games. So I think with what we want to try and bring, there's some quick wins. There's some things we can get going really, really quick, and continue some of the really good stuff that's going on as well. There's a lot of talent. That's obvious. That's always been the way at this football club, and we want to keep that going. We want to be attractive. We want to be great to watch. We want some steel with that substance. We want some fight and some intensity, and keep a lot of the really good football and the creating chances and those things going as well. But there's some really exciting players that I'm really looking forward to working with.
Of course, you joined us during the transfer window as well, so I'm sure you've got your ideas on how you want to shape the squad moving forward as well.
Of course, and us being part of the team, obviously led by Kieran really, and obviously Neil and Steve as well within all that. There'll be opportunities to try and make some changes and improve. You always want to do that in every single window. So I don't think that will be different to any other football club at all. But of course, then it'd be great to be able to bring in players that we feel are Middlesbrough players, so suit what we want to try and do, but can help improve us as well. And that's the exciting thing. There's some real clarity on how that works as well in terms of the recruitment and the people that we're going to be working with. Got brilliant people on that side as well that are going to help us. So that's another reason why it's a really good fit.
You mentioned earlier you've had a few months out of the game. How energised are you feeling? How much do you feel you needed that little bit of a break?
Yeah, I did need it. It was quite draining towards the end, and I needed that bit of time to re-energise, refocus, get some family time. They go through it as well, and then really begin to reflect, speak to people, met new people, got out there, watched some games, the usual things. And then just really excited and raring to go now. You need the energy in this game to be effective and to be at your best. You need that, and topped it right back up again now.
I'm sure it gave you a lot of time to reflect as well on the kind of 18 months or so that you had at Luton. When you look back at that, you must look back with a lot of pride in terms of what you achieved there. Yeah,
it was incredible. I think the first, to be honest, 3.5 years or so that I've had in doing this role now, it was, we were lucky enough to win the League Two title, and then the what happened then at Luton was incredible, and to get promoted via the playoffs was amazing and something that I'll never forget, and we created memories there for life, and a really exciting year in the Premier League as well, where we know how difficult it is. We've seen that the last 6 teams that have come up have all gone back down. We gave it a good go, and I suppose with a sort of a fraction of the cost that a lot of other ones did. So we're really proud of how we did things there and what we did and what we achieved. And again, bringing it back to the here and now, that's what's really exciting about this place, because I feel we'll have a lot of support and a lot of the tools around us to go and achieve some really, really special things.
I'm sure at Luton you were challenged in a lot of ways on and off the pitch that you maybe wouldn't have been expected to, that won't be in coaching manuals, I guess, as well. For example, the Tom Lockyer situation. Can you just talk through how much you learned during that period as a head coach?
Yeah, you're right, Dan. I mean, that was probably the most difficult period, and it started off probably a 13-month period or so that was difficult. Then it was really, really challenging. But no coaching course or anything can get you prepared for something like that and facing something like that. And obviously then you're in the Goldfish Bowl of the Premier League, so all eyes are on you as well, and making sure that we're dealing with things in the right way. First of all, supporting Tom and his family. And look, the medical people and everyone, the experts there were amazing, and that was the sole focus at the time. But yeah, there was that was a really challenging period, because look, football's important, so I'm not shying away from that. It means a lot to a hell of a lot of people, I know that, but there's some things that are even more important than football, and family and health are that. And yeah, that was a challenging period of time, but you know, the great thing is now he's healthy. And he's he's there. He's got his family. He's got his little girl now, and everything, because his partner was 7 months pregnant at the time. It was a really, really tough time for everybody and all concerned. So nothing can prepare you for stuff like that. Nothing can prepare you for half time, in extra time, in a playoff final, when you've got 3 players saying they're done and you've got 2 subs left. There's things like this. There's been a roller coaster, and obviously that day Tom went off early in that game as well. So even when there's been real high moments, there's still challenges and things that sort of test you along the way. But yeah, it does. Management throws things at you, and then that's why you have good people around you as well to help with that. Hopefully, make really good decisions, and then yeah, good things can happen off the back of that. But it was a heck of a ride. I'm ready for another one now.
Of course, you've got 2 promotions on your CV in the EFL, but a lot of your time before that was spent in youth football as well, with England and Wolves. Is that a big part of your management as well, to bring through young players and the chance to develop those young players?
Yeah, of course. I think that's important for any football club. I know the history that we've got. We're just down in the corridor now looking at a lot of these players that have come through this club. There's a real rich history of players that have come through and gone on to have amazing careers, played for the first team and had amazing careers. And I'm no different. I was a young player once. It was a long time ago now, unfortunately, but someone gave me an opportunity. It was Graham Taylor that gave me my debut at Aston Villa. I'll forever be grateful for that. And you need to be given the opportunity. And you've got to be good enough, and you've got to be able to take it then. But there's one thing that we can guarantee: there'll be opportunity for the young players here. We had a couple of lads that had played a number of games in the Premier League and in the Championship last season for us with Luton, and so you can see historically that we've encouraged that and wanted to do it. I think it's really important. There's nothing like being able to bring through and celebrate one of your own. So yeah, the chance is there for the lads, and then go and seize the opportunity, go and take it. In the end, we can only do then so much, and then it's going to be down to the boys.
With pre-season just around the corner as well, is that a big opportunity for some of those young players to sort of show you what they're all about?
It always is. Yeah, it always is. You train with bigger numbers. Obviously, the games early on, there's lots of substitutions because you're trying to build players up to the level of fitness that you need. So there'll be opportunity for the lads there. It'll be great for us to work with them close at hand and see them as well. I know there's a couple of good ones, and there's 1 or 2 that people have spoken about, we've spoken about already, that have been knocking on the door. So pre-season will be an ideal chance for them to stake the claim.
And what is pre-season going to look like from your perspective? What are you going to be looking for from the players?
Well, yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing them first and day one, and almost be able to set the scene. They've got a couple of days of testing on the Thursday and Friday, and then I think the Monday it'll be a sit down, and we'll just sort of sow the seed. This is what they're going to get from us, first of all, and then a little bit on how I want us to be able to go then and set the vision, building on a lot of the good stuff that we do. The way I want to play, we want to play with intensity. That's a non-negotiable. We want to win the ball back double quick. We want to be controlling the game, but as far away from our goal as possible. I want shots, I want goals, I want chances, crosses, action. That's what I want. So building on a lot of the good stuff. I know we can control a game. We want to be able to control it as far away from our goal as possible. As soon as we lose it, let's win it back quick. So that's a little bit of we want to be aggressive. We want to be exciting. We want to take risks. We want to be brave. And we want to get that crowd on side and making a hell of a lot of noise for us, and reward them with good performances and exciting football. So that'll be sowing the seeds of that, and then hopefully then going out and training it and making it look like how we want it on a match day.
To achieve everything that you want to achieve, what you've just spoken about there, how important is unity going to be across the board from everyone within the club, everyone outside the club as well in terms of the fan base?
The fans are the most important people at any football club, because they're there before us and they'll be there long after us as well. So, and I've always said that, I've always maintained that. So I want a really good relationship with them, but we get that, we earn that with performances and results. So I'm under no illusions as to that. I've been lucky in the clubs that I've been at previously, Forest Green, and then obviously Luton again. Then we started that quite quickly and got people on side, fast. So it's all well and good talking a good game. We've got to be able to go and deliver that, and there'll be expectancy here, and I'm up for that. I'm up for that.
You mentioned the Riverside. You've had a few experiences in the past. How do you reflect on your time at that?
An amazing place to play, and a really difficult place to come and coach against. When these fans are at it, I've felt that whenever I've come up to the North East. To be honest, I feel there's a real knowledge in the fan base. They know what they're talking about. They know what they're looking at, and God, they can make some noise. I mean, the best I've ever seen was the playoff semi-final came up. Obviously, we just played the night before, so came up to that, and I know it was a disappointment in the end, but the atmosphere was incredible. I remember looking around thinking, wow, this is special. That was special. We want to try and create some more moments like that.
No one would kind of be like, how excited are you now to get to work on
Thursday? Talk about it now starts giving me some chills and gets me really, gets the juices flowing, because you just sort of want, I've had a while out and you just want to be able to get started, and just really, really excited, really excited. And again, I'm really thankful for this opportunity. And I know how a bigger football club this is. I know what it means to the people this way, and we want to try and deliver for them.
And just finally, you've spoken quite a lot about the fans, but if you had to have one overriding message to them when you first starting this relationship with them, what would you say? Just
support the boys, get behind the lads. They will. I promise that they'll give everything. So it's going to be, a lot of our work will be on hard work, good body language, winning the ball back really quickly, winning duels. Basics of football, but then hopefully then off the back of that, playing some really attacking, exciting football as well. But back the lads. They're human beings. They'll make mistakes at times, but if you see good reactions, hopefully they see good reactions off the back of that. They'll reward those tackles and those reactions just as much as they would do a great bit of skill and a goal. Back the lads, and I know they do. I know they understand that, and I know they'll be forgiving if there's the odd mistake here and there. But keep believing and keep backing the boys.